It was close to midnight when Ethan Walker, a 27-year-old traveling salesman, realized he'd been driving for nearly 14 hours straight. His phone battery was dead, the GPS had stopped working miles ago, and the rain was coming down like a sheet of liquid steel. He was somewhere along Highway 99, a forgotten stretch of road winding through Central California. He hadn't seen another car in an hour. The only sound was the constant hiss of the rain on his windshield and the faint rattle of something loose in his trunk. When the low fuel light blinked on, panic crawled up his spine. The nearest town was at least 30 miles back. Then, through the blur of water and fog, he saw it, a neon sign flickering weakly through the dark. Rest Easy Motel, vacancy. Ethan sighed with relief and pulled in. The lot was half flooded, puddles reflecting the red glow of the sign. The building looked ancient, like something out of the 1950s. Long row of rooms, peeling paint, a broken soda machine by the office door. He grabbed his duffel bag and ran through the rain. Inside, a bell jingled over the door. The front desk was lit by a single yellow lamp. Behind it sat an old man, thin as paper, wearing a faded brown jacket and a wide, unnatural smile. "Late night, huh?" the old man said. His voice was calm, almost too calm. "Yeah," Ethan said, rubbing rain from his jacket. "Long drive, just need a bed and a shower." "Of course." The man slid a key across the counter. "Room 9, end of the row. Cash only. You'll find everything you need." Ethan paid, thanked him, and walked back out. The rain had eased to a mist. As he reached room 9, he noticed something odd. Every other room was dark. No cars, no lights, no signs of life. He unlocked the door. The room was fine, old but clean. A single bed, floral curtains, a TV from another era. On the nightstand sat a rotary phone, not plugged into anything. He laughed under his breath. Guess this place doesn't believe in upgrades. He showered, turned on the TV static, and finally collapsed on the bed, exhausted. Within minutes, he was asleep. 1:17 a.m. Ethan awoke to a noise, a click. He opened his eyes. The TV was on, flickering with black and white static. He didn't remember turning it on. Then came another sound. Footsteps, slow and heavy outside his door. They stopped directly in front of room 9. He froze. The handle rattled once, twice, then stopped. Ethan waited, barely breathing. After a minute, the sound faded away, replaced by the endless hiss of rain on his windshield. He exhaled and forced a laugh. Probably the manager checking the rooms, he muttered, though his hands trembled. He turned off the TV and tried to sleep again. But around 2 a.m., the phone rang. That old rotary phone, the one not plugged into anything, was ringing. He stared at it, his stomach twisting. The ringing echoed harshly in the small room. Against every instinct, he picked up. "Hello?" For a few seconds, there was nothing. Then a woman's whisper. "You need to leave." Static filled the line, followed by a faint sobbing. Then it went dead. Ethan sat there in silence, heart pounding so hard he thought he might faint. He checked the wall again. No cable, no outlet, nothing. He threw on his jacket, grabbed his keys, and decided he'd leave right then. But when he opened the door, all the lights in the motel were off. The neon sign had gone dark. Even his car seemed swallowed by the blackness. He took a cautious step outside. The rain had stopped completely. The air was so still it hurt his ears. And then he saw something move. At the far end of the parking lot, by the office, a figure was standing, tall, thin, motionless. It looked like the old man from earlier, but something was wrong. The face was pale, stretched too long, the jaw hanging slightly open as if unhinged. Ethan stumbled backward, slammed the door, and locked it. His breathing was ragged. He tried the TV again, only static. He turned on the light, it flickered, buzzed, and went out. Then, from the hallway outside,
came that knocking again. Slow, measured, 3 knocks. A pause. Then 3 more. Ethan backed up until his legs hit the bed. "Who's there?" he yelled. No answer. Then the phone rang again. This time he didn't pick it up. He just stared as the ringing grew louder, faster, more distorted, like dozens of phones screaming at once. He finally grabbed the receiver and shouted, "What do you want?" A voice answered, not a whisper this time, but his own voice. "I told you not to stop." Line cut. The knocks stopped. Then, suddenly, the sound of keys jingling outside. The door handle turned. Ethan grabbed the lamp and swung it, ready to fight, but the door didn't open. Instead, a note slid under it. Wet, yellowed paper. He hesitated, then picked it up. In shaky handwriting it said, "If you see him again, don't look at his eyes." Something inside him snapped. He yanked open the door. The hallway was empty. No lights, no man. Just silence and the faint smell of gasoline. He ran to his car, jumped in, and turned the key. It roared to life. As he pulled out of the lot, he looked back once, just once, and froze. The motel was lit up again, every room glowing. Silhouettes stood in each window, dozens of them still as mannequins. And at the front office, the old man stood under the neon sign, smiling that same wide, impossible smile, holding up a key with the number 9 on it. The next morning, Ethan pulled into a diner 10 miles down the road. Shaking, pale, he told the waitress everything. The storm, the motel, the phone calls. She listened quietly, her face slowly turning white. "Sir," she said softly, "that place burned down in 1989. Everyone inside died. The manager, his wife, 8 guests. You must have seen something else." Ethan blinked, speechless. He turned to look out the window, pointing down the road, but where the motel should have been, there was nothing but an empty lot. No sign, no building, just ashes buried under weeds. He stared for a long time before whispering, "But I still have the key." He pulled it from his pocket, cold metal, engraved with a tarnished number 9. And faintly, from somewhere outside the diner, a payphone began to ring.